Hey y'all, it is Tuesday afternoon and it's about 7 o'clock in the evening, and I wanted to come out here and do a little evening walkabout. Somebody had requested that I do a little garden tour at nighttime so that they could see my lights, and so I've been working out here a little bit today and I thought I would just do a little video for y'all. And I also realized I showed y'all my shade garden and the pathway, but I never talked to y'all about the plants that I'm using over here on this side of my oak tree. So I'll just do that real quickly, and then I want to show you guys my stone patio along the other side, along the side of my fence over there. So what I decided to do here, there is a little brick path that leads into my patio, and then that is where this bed kind of starts. So I decided to put in an Oakland Holly to give me some height right there in the corner, and in front of that 3 Boxwoods that I will keep in a cone shape. I'm letting them grow right now. They were pretty small when I bought them. And so here in front, lining this grass path, are 3 Japanese spreading yew that have put on a lot of new growth and are doing so well in this spot. And so what my dream is for this part of the pathway is that as you walk down it, you're kind of just encased with a wall of Japanese spreading yew. And here are some Akuba gold dust plant. Now this particular area gets a little bit of afternoon sun about 1 o'clock until about 2 or 3, and around 3 o'clock I think it's very dappled because the sun goes back behind these branches of the oak tree. So this is a part shade area of my garden. I have a little planter here with some potato vines, some carex, and some impatiens. And then I have some autumn fern that kind of hugs this stone patio. Now, let's walk along this path leading to the brick patio. We sodded, so now it is looking so much nicer. That coleus is doing so well in that pot. Now the oak leaf hydrangea blooms are aging, and they now have that papery kind of antique white look to them. Y'all, here's Tux coming to say hey. Hey buddy. Okay, so the agapanthus is doing so well. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. I mean, what a dreamy plant that is. Now, today I came out here and limbed up this Vitex. This Vitex was looking like a bush, but I need it to be in tree form because I'm just gonna want the real estate underneath, and because I just love the way that it looks. And we're getting a little bloom right here, y'all. So this is what the blooms look like on these Vitex trees. This is a pink pinnacle. It's supposed to get about 5 to 6 feet tall and wide. So it's a smaller growing Vitex. Now, I got out here today and I also transplanted this boxwood from inside the area over here where my boxwood hedge is going to be planted, and I got a couple of them in the ground today. There's a lot more to plant, y'all. I was doing so good early this spring because I was like, I'm not going to buy any plants until I have what I need to do in the garden accomplished. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put anything else on my plate. And then one day I went out and bought 50 little boxwoods for the boxwood hedge. So my restraint lasted for a minute. But that's okay. Now in the back you see a camellia. Now this camellia, I don't remember the variety, but it blooms pink and it gets probably about 10 feet tall, maybe about 6-7 feet wide, I think. And so when I started this garden, my dream was to have plants really just cover up the fence, like so much green that you just felt like you were in a fairy tale garden. And so that is kind of like my dream for this garden. There's another camellia back there, and it's also a pink bloomer. I have kind of a lifelong love affair with pink, so I put in lots of pink blooming shrubs and I use lots of pink. Now this here is so cool. It is a dwarf Italian cypress, y'all, and it's going to get maybe 20 feet tall in comparison to the traditional Italian cypress that get 60 feet tall. Just a little conglomeration of pots right here. An obsession nandina with some pink begonia underplanted with some creeping jenny. And I don't know what that is. It might be an iris. I just bought it for the blades, for the foliage, so, and it hasn't bloomed yet. And my friend John gave me this Pinky Winky limelight. So I have a Shishi Camellia, and then I have some pink geraniums and some dichondra, I think that's what that's called, with some calibrachoa that's really not doing so great. I think it needs more sun, and then an azalea that my sister-in-law got me for Christmas. So I want to talk to y'all about this brick patio. So I came out and laid this in 100-degree heat this summer over quarantine. And it's not quite level. It definitely wasn't done with a whole lot of precision and planning. It was just kind of something that I got the whim to do and I just did it. And I used the herringbone pattern that you see in a lot of Linda Vatter's stonework. I've learned a lot from her, but one thing that I've learned that has made a major difference in my garden is about hardscaping and how important hardscaping is. Because see, all of the wild and free-flowing foliage is beautiful, but I think our eye craves some pattern too. Like, I want my garden to be organized chaos, if that makes sense. And so I really think that the hardscaping and the brick, it just gives you that sense of order that you need to. Now, this little fig is a Celeste fig tree, and it was on the south facing bed and it was getting brutal sun. So it's in the ICU right now, but it's going to be okay. And there's a little Miss Figgy. And this crepe myrtle caught my eye in Home Depot, and I think it's a Midnight Magic, but I mean, that foliage is so purple and so gorgeous that I had to buy it. Such a great contrast with that chartreuse arborvitae here. Lemon lime nandina, and then just a climbing yellow rose. Okay, so look at all these little baby trees. Arbor Day Foundation sent me 12 baby trees. And look at that little eastern redbud. I think it's an eastern redbud. But they sent me 5 white dogwoods, 5 redbuds, and 2 crepe myrtles. And the squirrels have gotten 2 of them. But this is my little nursery, my little baby tree nursery back here. And this is a Laura petalum in tree form and a copper top viburnum. Previously, we never used this area at all. We never used our backyard at all. So gardening has really expanded our territory. It's so nice to sit out here on this stone brick patio and just enjoy the breeze, watch the cats play, and hear the birds. It's so nice. And the last thing I want to show you guys is this Vitex. This thing is glorious. I really hope that y'all can see how beautiful these blooms are right now. It's just so pretty. Little blue wonder spruce and pineapple guava. It's a really peaceful afternoon, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little tour, and have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to y'all soon. Night.